incompletions, and as a result, you're feeling flat, dull, distracted. Do you avoid people or and events because you're just bogged down by clutter and things that are draining you? And maybe you want to start completing your incompletions, but you don't even know where to start. The thought leaves you feeling overwhelmed. Well, are you ready to make peace with your past? And are you ready to open up to more energy and creativity and ease and flow and complete those incompletions in a really easy and gentle way so that you can create an extraordinary future? If that's you, stay tuned. Hi, everybody. My name is Jamie Smith. I'm a certified LGBT life coach and a certified law of attraction trainer. And you are watching the Late Night Hangout with Jamie show at the new time of 7 p.m. Pacific or 10 p.m. Eastern. It's every Wednesday. And the purpose of the Hangout with Jamie show is to really empower, uplift, and inspire the LGBTQ community and friends so that you can go out and create a rich, full, and delicious life. Say yes if you're in. Yes, I know I am. Okay, so today is I'm very excited today because I have a very, very special guest, a man who's made a huge difference in my life. We're going to be talking about, you can see him down below, but before I bring him on, I just wanted to give a shout out to those of you who have joined. The few who have joined this week, my G+, it's my G+ community. It's called Happy, Healthy, and Gay, and it's Live Your Best LGBTQ Life community. It's a law of attraction community. It's completely private and safe. Nobody can see that you're in there. It's a safe space where you can be completely yourself and learn law of attraction tips, and there's people from all over the world joining, and we're attracting just really high vibe, like-minded peeps. So shout out to those of you. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to my guest today, who's going to be helping me talk about this amazing subject of completing your incompletions and the law of attraction. Please welcome Michael Losier back to my show.
Hey everybody. Hey Jamie.
Hi. So Michael, just for those of the people who are watching who don't know you, just tell us who you are and what you do.
Hey, my name is Michael Losier. I am the author of the best-selling book, Law of Attraction. 2 million copies sold, 34 languages, and probably somebody's reading it right now, and right now, and right now. I live in beautiful Victoria, BC, on Canada's west coast on a beautiful island, and I travel the world delivering seminars on law of attraction and training seminars, and I also certify people to be trainers so they can teach other people how to apply law of attraction.
Awesome. And Michael, this is the book right here for those of you who have never seen this right here, and he's got it in the background as well. This book and Michael's work has changed my life. I think more than anything, Michael, really anything that I have ever applied to my life. So, yeah, so I'm so grateful that you're here to talk about the subject with me today. So before we go back to Michael, and he's got some interesting perspectives on this topic today and the law of attraction, I just wanted to, for those of you, if you're a first-time viewer, I just wanted to give a quick introduction to what the law of attraction is and about today's subject as well. So basically, the law of attraction is this universal energy that's eavesdropping on our thoughts and on our conversations right now and right now, right now. Each one of us has a mood or a feeling or a vibe that we're sending out, and the law of attraction has a 2-word job description, and that is just to match our vibrations. And so the definition of Michael's book, which I just love so much, it states that the law of attraction states that you get in your life whatever you give your energy, attention, and focus to. That's the first part. The second part is whether positive or negative. So today's subject is about the things in our life that are incomplete. And just by walking into your home, and if you have a pile of incompletions, just by the fact of observing it and giving it energy, attention, and focus, well, how's it making you feel when you walk into your home office? So these things that are in our life that are incomplete can be really affecting us and draining us of energy. And it's something that I was introduced to from the book The Best Year of Your Life by Debbie Ford. And I just wanted to read something quickly to you all, what she says about unfinished business. And Debbie Ford says that physical incompletions like clutter, half-completed projects, uncompleted to-do lists, unfinished business of all kind prevent us from having a clean slate on which to create that which we want. They weigh us down physically, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally, robbing us of our passion and joy for life. They are evidenced in our outer world as old files, extra pounds, clothes that don't fit, garages packed full of boxes, equipment that no longer works or serves any purpose. So she then goes on to say that think of each of your incompletions as little bloodsuckers. Imagine they're somewhere in your body draining your self-esteem, your feelings of worthiness, your drive, your passion, and your confidence. I know it's not a very pleasant image, but I know for myself that the first time I did this exercise, I think I had about 50. I wrote them all down. I had so many. And I started to take action on them. And I'm telling you, it gives you a lot of energy. And even today, before the show, I was thinking, what do I have that's incomplete? And I had a couple of wires that, like phone wires, that weren't working anymore, and I threw them out. And just doing that made me feel even better. So all of these things do drain your energy. And so I'm just going to go. So what I'm going to invite you to do, all of you who are watching, is to think about what are the things you have in your life that are incomplete. And if you have 1, 2, or 3 you want to share that you're willing to take action on, go ahead and type them in the comment section below in the events page on Google, and we'll be reading them a little bit later because we want to inspire all of us to take action on those incomplete items.
Jimmy, let's give some examples of,
okay.
of what that means, because it means different things to different people. So
yes.
Maybe it's that thank you letter that you haven't mailed yet.
Yes.
Maybe it's that incomplete taxes that you walk by and look at once a day and it just sucks the energy out of you. Maybe it's that relationship you haven't ended yet. Maybe it's the mail you haven't opened. Really, it's anything that sucks your energy when you look at it, and you know how that feels. It's like, oh, I got to get to that.
Exactly. So a perfect example. So I'll just give one quick one now that it's kind of embarrassing, but I'm going to show mine right away. I showed this to you before. I bought this shower head, you guys, from Amazon. I love these rain showers. And anyways, it's a nice shower, and it was like, I think it was like $50 or whatever, but it doesn't fit, and I have to return it. And it's been in this box, and every time I pass by my closet and I look at it, it drains my energy. Yeah. So
it's probably cheaper just to throw it out and not look at it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because in the law of attraction world, law of attraction responds to how we feel about something, and it's either a negative or positive reaction. And you said earlier that if I'm sending a negative or if I'm sending a positive reaction, law of attraction matches it. If I'm sending a negative reaction or feeling. So sometimes that $50 light is better out of sight, or the 50 shower head is better out of sight. It's costing you vibrationally more than $50. Well, I want to show you my incomplete.
Okay, awesome.
And I have an in basket, and I get a lot of joy going through it and done, and keeping it really low. But for a year, every time I get to the bottom of the pile, this is what I get. This is what shows up.
Your will.
Your will. So I've changed everything in my will. I printed it off, and I've written names in, and I've distributed stuff differently than I did like 10 years ago, right? And I've been watching this incomplete will at the bottom of my in basket for a year, and you know what? It's sucking the life out of me. So why wouldn't I just fix it? Why wouldn't I just complete it? Well, we're going to talk about that today, the motivation to do that and what that might take. So.
Yes.
Good. I thought giving and talking about examples would help folks at home think, oh, you know what, I got a, what load of those.
Exactly. And you know what? There's already people who are commenting. So I'm going to, okay, here's Shirley Pierre. Hello, Shirley. It's my friend Shirley Pierre from Montreal. Bonjour, bonsoir.
Bonjour, Shirley.
And she says, I need to clear my paperwork. I find that it is cyclical. There are times I'm organized, and other times, like now, other priorities take over, like a teething baby. Yeah, that could do it. All right. Well, thanks for sharing, Shirley. We're going to give you some tips that you can take, easy steps that you can take to, so you don't feel overwhelmed. Penny Petty, she says, hi, cheers to a fantastic show. Jamie and Michael, I've been working on unfinished business all day long. I love completing incompletes.
Yes.
I hear ya. And my friend Omar says, my unfinished business is some paintings and sculptures that I've been procrastinating on.
Ah.
Very good. So yeah, they're all
Well,
different
you know
examples
what?
there.
Maybe that's a beautiful place for me to take over the show for a minute
Go for it.
and talk about procrastination because I just want to dovetail off of that. A
Hmm.
lot of people beat themselves up because they feel like they're procrastinating. But in my world, procrastinating means I'm just waiting for all the energy to line up. I'm
Mm.
just waiting for this to happen. Because did you ever notice that when you do go to do what it is you've been procrastinating with, everything that you need is right there in front of you? It's like, okay, now it's time to do this. I was procrastinating, but I got everything now. So procrastinating isn't putting it off. Procrastinating is waiting for all the energy and all the things that you need to line up for. So I want to give that away as a tip today,
Yeah.
just to get rid of the word procrastinating and stop beating yourself up. And so, you know what? I'm not procrastinating. I'm just waiting for all the energy to line up.
Hmm.
The reframing of those words changed the focus on from beating myself up to no, I'm just waiting for the energy to line up. And again, my whole world revolves around the vibe I'm sending. Hence
Right.
the little vibe reset button on the bottom. It's all about resetting it to get to this place.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. That is such a beautiful reframe. To instead of beating yourself up, that's really, I feel better just hearing that. That is
Yeah.
awesome. So, so in terms of law of attraction, like if you have all these incompletions, do you agree they're like little bloodsuckers sucking you of energy?
Right. Well, why don't I use a different illustration? Because
Hmm.
when I knew what we were talking about today, we're calling them incompletes, and an incomplete is obviously something that isn't complete. So big deal. Well, the big deal is that from a point of view around energy, all of us have so many units of energy, if I'm going to call it that. So what I wanted to do was show these plugs. I don't know how many is there. 1, 2, 3, maybe 8. There's 8 plugs. Because I'm a trainer and a teacher, work with me. Let's pretend that and these plugs are leaving my body. They're like this. That I have 8 places that I can give my energy.
Hmm.
Well, I'll tell you right now, 4 of them are in my business.
Hmm.
One of them is on my Friday Hangout show. That takes energy, not just on Fridays all week. The other one is my certification training program. The other one's coaching. In other words, I give my business almost half my energy, right? And then another one might be my health, so that's got my energy, And the other one is relationships, And then these are the annoying ones. These are the incomplete ones, and I'm exaggerating, but this is my will that's not finished yet, And this is the fan on my stove that I have to use, and that I have to slide out very carefully, or it pops out. I've been putting up with that. So every time I use it, what happens? I'm sending one of these. So my fan and my will are, you say, sucking me dry. Well, nothing's sucking me dry. I'm choosing. I'm not a victim here. It's not happening to me. I've chosen where to plug my energy into.
Right.
So the question for you is, you as our friends at home, what is your energy plugged into? If you only had 8 units, so, you know what? I want to free up one of those because I want to start vacation planning. I want to give that some energy. But I can't when every time, it's being. So this is just an illustration to say, what if you only had 8 units of energy? And then we'd be really careful about where we're giving our energy.
Yeah. I love that. Thank you for showing that card. I love it. And it's exactly what Debbie Ford said too. Is like there's nothing more important for us to do on a daily, weekly, yearly basis to complete those incompletions.
Yeah.
And that is a brilliant analogy. It's like that really sends out a negative vibe, and then because the law of attraction, all it's doing is matching our vibrations. We end up attracting what we don't want.
Yeah.
So, very cool. I mean, I know somebody who was working with a lawyer, and they started working together, and the lawyer wanted to attract 12 new clients. And as they started working together, realized that this lawyer's office was completely cluttered and had so many incompletes. So all they did for 6 months was complete all of those incompletions. They didn't focus on marketing. They didn't focus on anything. And at the end of this 6 weeks or whatever it was, he attracted double the clientele.
Yeah.
So,
I've also studied feng shui, and that's a lot about feng shui, but energy has to move and flow. So if it's not moving, you have to get rid of stuff to create voids and vacuums to attract new stuff.
mhm.
So, I'm going to show it again. Read it when you see it.
What is your energy plugged into?
That's right. And
Yeah.
there's no judgment about this.
No.
There's no judgment. You can have every one of these plugged into negative stuff, but it doesn't allow you to do. So you're making, I want everyone to take accountability for that. We're all making choices about where we do that.
Yeah.
And you could even say, well, let's just pretend this little bar is representing my friend, my relationships. Are they all feeding me or are they draining me?
Hmm.
Are these relationships feeding me or draining me? And is the energy I'm expelling on these relationships, that means the energy, is it getting replenished?
Yeah, exactly.
Or is it just draining?
Yeah, I love that. And ever since I met you, I'm so much more aware of, my relationships, who I hang out with, and for how long do I hang out, what do I listen to? I can't watch the news for more than 5 minutes.
Well, it's because we become sensitive to it, and and the other reason why, and I'm going to say this in a bragging way, kind of in a happy way, our vibrations are high. On a scale of 1 to 100, they're pretty high. So we notice any dipping or lowering of like when my vibration was at 40, I never knew the difference between 20 and 50. But when your vibration's on 95, and I'm just playing, you can feel a dip to 94. In other words, we become more sensitive to the lowering of vibration. So, and we're like a fan, like an oscillating fan. Boy, we are spinning. Our fan is really, really high.
Yeah.
And things that might poke in our fan's blowing so fast, it's just going to ping stuff away. And then, so the analogy about, okay, that's the high speed, but we can feel a dip. But when we were in a lower vibration, nothing was a dip because we were already dipped anyway.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And if you've got piles of incompletions, that can really leave you at that low vibration. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not, and this is important with law of attraction. It's not what you're seeing, it's how you feel about what you're seeing. So some people might say, oh, look at, they might walk into a gift shop, for example, like a Christmas store, where it's just wall to wall everything, and some people get it, oh, I just love this. So it's not the busyness of that, it's how, and I would walk in there and I'd do this. I'd have to catch my breath. When the stores hang stuff, it's too much. Yeah. So it's not the environment, it's how you feel about that.
That is true, because I have an artist friend, and I walked in, papers everywhere, and I said, oh my God, how can you? He's like, I know where everything is. Don't tell me to get all zen and whatever. That would freak me out.
Yeah.
Right? But he is very organized, and he knows where everything is. He just likes that sort of artistic messiness, if you will, for lack of a better word.
There's a difference between dirty and messy. My office isn't messy, but I do like certain things in certain ways. So
Right. Exactly. It's how you feel about it.
Yeah. So you know what? It takes it's kind of the whole exercise that we're asking people to do, and then go into the community and talk about it.
Yeah.
First, to put it on a piece of paper, just to admit these are incompletes. And as you're doing building the list, I really want you to bring to mind this. And Jamie and I are both promising you this statement: the best way to become more positive is to become less negative.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as you pull out any drainer, you don't have to do anything to become more positive. The becoming of the more positive is a result of the release of any negativity. So do yourself a favor and start to clean up your vibe. Mm-hmm. And you'll know what I mean by that. We already know when we're sending off a negative vibe. We can tell by how we feel, and that vibe gets matched by law of attraction. We get more of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes they can be little things, like I went through earlier today as well, a box of pens that don't work anymore. Like, that was draining my energy as well. So what I've done, everybody, for those of you watching, I have put together a sheet like this. It's inside my happy, healthy, and gay community. And what you can do is you can just write out all of your things that are incomplete, and so you can actually see them. You can brainstorm and write them all down, and it tells you the date when you're going to take it, and then you check it off when you've completed it. And so my invitation to all of you who are watching is just in order to not feel so overwhelmed, is just pick the top three that you can take over the next week, and that maybe pick the 3 that are the highest priority, or the 3 that you have the most resistance around.
Yeah, and I got a really good tip for that, Jamie.
Go ahead. Yes, please.
Can I share that?
Sure.
So, so do it, Jamie. Just build the list. Forget about which one you're going to work on. Just build the list.
Okay.
And this next technique will surprise everybody. Go through the list and actually put down how long it's going to take to complete it. You know how long this is going to take? Probably 25 minutes.
That is
25 minutes, and I've been putting it off for a year. Now the fan in my stove, that's more than 25 minutes. I got to take it apart. So that one there. So what am I going to do first? The 25. And some things are a phone call. You know, today I had to order contact lenses. I put it off for 5 days. And boy, it was sucking the life out of me. And then I said to myself, I said, you know what? I bet you I can get from the first to the, and I was waiting for a client to come on Google Hangouts, and I made the call. As soon as I said, how long is that really going to take? And I thought, I bet you I can get it ordered in 2 minutes. And you know what? They answered, they called up my account, I ordered it, boom, done.
And it was easy.
Yeah. So again, build the list. That's step 1. Step 2 is put a little time. This is 10 minutes. This is a day, and then prioritize by, because for me it's very satisfying to do this. Done, done, done. I love that.
Yeah.
And I actually keep the done ones on the list.
Yeah, keep them.
I love to see the done ones and the incomplete ones.
Thank you for that tip. That is absolutely brilliant. I love that, because then you can see that's not going to take that long. I'll start there. I love that tip. Thank you.
Yeah. I'll give you another little tip. When
Sure.
I've written 3 books. My 3rd book's not released yet. But one of my strategies, I rarely wrote at home. I wrote Law of Attraction at Starbucks, and I wrote this one, Law of Connection, in the hospital when my father was ill, and I was on the night shift for 8 hours for 3 weeks. Wow. I wrote this book. And the 3rd one I just finished, I wrote in the pub across the street.
Nice.
Yeah, and I would go with a yellow piece of paper. It's all I used for 21 years. I buy it by the case. I buy it by the case. And in the top right-hand corner, I do this. I'm going to show you. I put the time. And I say I'm prepared to spend 1 hour on this chapter, or one, because otherwise, if I don't do that, and then it's like, oh, look, it's 2:15, and I always go over. Right. But at least I'm saying, I'm going to work an hour. It starts 1:15. I'm going to do it for. And boy, if I was home in 1 hour, do you know how much I would be distracted in an hour?
Yeah. That
TV,
is awesome.
My phone, food, coffee, and I'd have my little spot at the pub. It's a nice bright window. 1:15, and I write for an hour on yellow paper, and then I come home and I type it, and then I put it away. I'm done.
You're done. That's great.
Yeah.
Set a timer. That's awesome. Okay, let's just go over and see if there's anybody saying anything else. Okay, Shirley again says, great tips on reframing. I like that. Okay, awesome. And okay, so this is, I just want to read one comment from somebody who was watching a previous episode. It says, it's Monique Jackson.
Hey, Monique.
Hey, Monique. And she's been watching a bunch of my shows. Thank you so much for watching. And she says, wow, last week on Penny's show, you said you were attracting thoughtful gay leaders in the LGBT community. And wow, it lifts my heart to see more thoughtful men, gay or straight. This show is a great idea. I especially like the tip to ask, what have you attracted since the last meeting? I'm so happy I found your show. Thank you so much for watching. Very nice to read those comments.
And I also think it's so refreshing to see, healthy, positive-minded, professional gay men.
Yes.
Authors, trainers, and they're spreading word, and it's like that's
Yeah.
I had a mother call me. The mother's name was Nancy, and she had her 16-year-old son call me because he just outed himself to her, and her and I grew up together. She said, "Would you talk to my son, because he doesn't believe this was about 10 years ago, it was different. He goes, he doesn't believe that he's going to be successful, that he's going to have to hide his whole life.
Yeah.
So I had a beautiful conversation with him. I remember the campaign that said, it's called It Gets Easier.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I said, it gets easier.
It does.
Just get through high school, and then shake up all your friendships and start over again.
Yeah, and really, it's kudos to you. Because at the beginning I wasn't attracting the kind of people that I wanted in my life, and because of our vibe reset button question, so what do I want? I said, I want to hang around. I want to have a soulful community of like-minded people. I want to have high vibe people, and I have attracted so many people. And in fact, next week, I'm so excited. Episode 11 is going to be my new monthly feature called Ask the LGBT Coaches. And I have about 4 or 5 LGBT coaches who are coming, and it's going to be a monthly feature where people can just get free advice. And I thought it would be so powerful to see these incredible lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans coaches, thought leaders, authors, and to just be there to support us. So I'm so excited.
Well, that'll have to be an hour show.
That one, longer.
Do an hour for sure. I do my hangout with Michael every Friday, and then once a month I do the viewers Q&A. As much as I've done 112 episodes that were carefully crafted and produced, the easiest show to do is the viewer Q&A, and it's the highest rated shows.
Oh, wow, great.
I get so much feedback. People love the Q&As. So during the Q&A, I look at the time and I see it's like 30 minutes, and you know what I say? Oh, to hell with it. I'm going for an hour. And I feel it 45, 50 minutes to an hour. So I'm just going to encourage you to make it last an hour because, and let me know when you're happy because I want to encourage people to get in there and ask questions. So everybody in the panel, because it's a really safe way for people to get the question answered.
Yeah, exactly.
What's really important is that it's so important for young people to see successful gay entrepreneurs and coaches and speakers and trainers and and that we don't have to talk about gay subjects to be gay and to have a subject to talk about, right? It's just it's a really great show. You're doing so well with your show. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I put it together because we, the LGBT community has the same issues that everybody else, plus the added, projection, sometimes negative, onto us. So that's why I put it together. But really, like today's show, everybody will benefit from this subject, right? This is a universal subject. Yeah. So I just one last comment here from Penny. She's so cute. I am in the process of finishing unfinished business by completing my recertification of Michael's Certified Facilitators Program. Wow, awesome. So if people want to know more about that, Michael, and they want to reach you, tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, a couple of things. Every Friday, like you, I host my own hangout show. It's called hangoutwithmichael.com. You can go there to see previous episodes. I've also, because my books are 34 languages, I've traveled all over the world giving seminars to thousands and thousands of people. And after doing that, people would say, well, I'd love to deliver seminars from your book. So 7 years ago, I developed a certification training program, and I certify trainers to teach law of attraction so they can earn a living in doing that. And I've trained 445 people in 17 countries. Amazing. And Jamie's somebody from Vancouver that I've trained. And then I also offer the program as a 20-hour program that's on recorded video. And then I offer 15 hours of weekly support to anybody taking the certification. And that's where they get my one-on-one mentoring to help them get this business off the ground, or their coaching, or to build their existing coaching business by giving law of attraction seminars. So that's me in a nutshell.
Yeah, thank you. And I invite everyone to check it out. I've never met anyone like you who really supports people to, even after you've taken the certification, the ongoing support. It's amazing.
Thank you. I want to show you my other book. It's called Law of Connection. It's an NLP-based book. And I've also sold almost 1 million copies of that in 34 languages. So you can go to hangoutwithmichael.com and click on Law of Connection and do an online assessment, particularly if you're in a relationship, to find out each partner's style. And I promise you, this saves relationships. Promise.
That's awesome. It
Great. Well,
does.
thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you so much, Michael. So just to recap, everyone, go check out my Google community. You can print out this form here, write all your incompletions down and the time that is going to take you to do it, and I invite you to, take them. And as you do them, share with us the incomplete items you're going to take, and we'll celebrate along with you because we want to help you to really usher in some new positive energy so you can create the life of your dreams. All right, thank you so much, Michael, for those amazing tips. And be sure, everybody, to check out Michael's show, hangoutwithmichael.com, every Friday at 9 a.m. for more of his amazing tips. I mean, there's so many. It will change your life. And thanks again for being here, Michael.
Cheers. See you, everybody.
Bye, everyone.